Good evening, members.
Evening.
Dr. Jonathan. I'm new. I've never attended this meeting before. Just wanted to ask a few
Welcome.
questions.
Yeah, welcome. Very welcome. So in this meeting, we will have some presentations usually concerning MDriven and strides forward. And then there will be an open discussion and questions if they pop up regarding the subject that we talk about. And we record this, and it will also be published on our YouTube channel. So what we had on the agenda for today was that Charles Ole is gonna take the conductor stick and take us through some of the progress that has been made on deployment with
Yeah, actually, that was my question about deployment. I'm facing some issues.
Okay. So if it's maybe some of the questions might be answered by this presentation that's will be coming, and if they aren't, we will hear your questions after that. Will that be okay?
Yeah, it's very fine.
Yeah, good. So where are you joining from?
From Uganda, if you're a university student.
Good. Welcome. Yeah, so Charles, how do you feel about this? Are you ready to steal the show?
I can give it a go.
Great.
Okay, hello everyone. So I'm Charles, a developer at MDriven. So we've been trying to make improvements to our website. And in that, I mean that trying to show more of what MDriven can do for you to the people out there. So with that, we have also gone ahead to try and improve inside of the portal. And for now, we have the first version of a feature in the portal where you can go and deploy an application, deploy something simple, or test out your application. So it's no longer just you running locally on your machine. You can now test it out live. Yes, I believe this was working at some point in time, but now we are back to bringing it up, and we'll be adding more features for you. So with that said, I can go ahead and share my screen. Yeah, so I believe any of you, when you log into the portal or the MDriven website, when you go to www.mdriven.net and you log in, after you go through the email confirmation and all that, I believe this is the first screen you'll see here. As you can see, for those who have already existing applications before for the first infrastructure, you still get, they're not deleted, they're still there. You have sort of some button here which takes you to them. So we'll add an option of migrating those to the current deployment infrastructure. So there is no worry about that. Yeah. And so for the first version, we created it to be simple. As you see, this is the first screen you'll see. Then you come here to create an app. So we'll present here two options. As you can see them, the first one is if you have your own model that you want to test with. Then the second one will upload a bunch of demo models that you can test out and see how things work with MDriven. Yeah, so we'll take the first option since we have not yet put in
Excuse me, Mr. Ben, your screen. You're seeing your camera.
Sorry?
Yes.
The screen is not on, like we're seeing what he's doing.
So you don't see? I can see fine on the presentation.
Anyone else who can see the screen?
Yeah, I see Charles Wallet sharing MDriven World right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe try reconnecting, Jonathan, if you can't see the screen.
Let me reconnect you.
Okay, but anyways, this will be on the video that releases after. So we'll go ahead, Charles, and
Okay.
see if Jonathan fixes the problem.
So I'll first up, I'll name it MDriven. That's not weird. So I'll upload here a model. I'll select something here, create something small to showcase, and then create.
And what happens now in the background when you did create?
Yeah, so what happens currently, it will create you an app instance, and then it will also assign you a random domain that is unique. So our top level domain we're using is mdriven.site. So it will give you something. Yeah. So with time, we'll have the option where you can enter something of your own that is unique, because there is no harm in that. So long as it's always unique, then you can always have it. So once you finish creating your app, this is what you will get. This is what you'll see. So you can go ahead and start your deployment. So once you start it, here it will give you some sort of process flow to show you the status or the progress of your deployment and where it has reached. In case there is a problem, you'll be able to know that too, if it has failed or if it was successful. And then, yeah, we'll add more support for in case anyone faces issues with this. And yeah, you can always reach out to us and help you. So as we'll let this finish, and then we'll get to see what's there. So what happened is that since I uploaded a model, it will start up my an instance of MDriven server and turnkey, and then it will upload that model too onto our MDriven server, so that, yeah, kind of, I would say, it reduces the effort you have to put into this. So it means that anyone, as long as they have a model, they don't need to know how things work. They can simply get it and upload it and see the output of the model.
This infrastructure is based on Docker containers, right?
Yes, currently this is based on Docker containers. So we'll add more options. For example, I imagine if you're done testing, you may want to move this over to your own hosting environment. So we'll add options for that in case you want to migrate your application to another hosting environment. Yeah, those will be new features to come. Yeah. So if we go here, I hope that is done. We'll have our application here. So if I refresh this a bit, okay. Okay, I only uploaded the model without its assets, so it looks like that. So if we come here to the general, as you can see, we shall see you'll get all the credentials to your application, that is the MDriven server instance that's running, its URL, the MDriven server. You also get its URL plus the credentials, the passwords for accessing it, and you also have a file manager. So if we try to use one of these, I can use this. I can pull up the MDriven designer and we see how this works. I need to upload a model. So if I come here and I pick up the URL to our MDriven server, then I pick up also the credentials, the username and the password. So since it's live, I can upload my model. And then we should see that taking effect. Okay. Yeah, so probably maybe there's something wrong because yeah, I did some more things. I expected it to look like this. I could just give you a view of what I expected. So I'll check that and see why I didn't get exactly what I wanted. But I expected something that looks like this. So I'll check why it upload my CSS very well. Yeah. Besides that,
once in a while, I've noticed that if there are very slight changes, no real model changes on the checksums, it's only the assets that change. One may need to forcefully restart the application. So one thing could be you could try to make a minimal model change, just add a class and send that up to see if that forces it to do something more.
Okay. So added a class. Let's check.
So now it saw that it needed a new table and it did that, and possibly that will force the turnkey application to restart and repack its assets. But the assets doesn't actually seem to be present. And so we can check that in the assets TK folder next to your model if they are there locally on your MDriven designer. So if we go to like file and yeah, you could exactly, you can start that one on the live editor and then go to assets TK and then check that folder. Do we have the things that we expect to be there?
So it has some things, huh?
Yeah.
So it has some CSS already there. And, yeah.
Yeah, so it should be there. Correct.
And I guess we can go ahead and try and open the file manager too, so that we have a look at it.
Yes.
Because it will show us what our application files. And from there, we can confirm to what we uploaded. Yeah, so here you get to see the app files for MDriven server and your MDriven turnkey. And in case you also want to see the logs, you can see that too. So I guess in this case, probably I would have to check inside here.
Yeah, under content, we should see if the TK user doesn't seem to be there.
Probably, I think it's because of still this.
Right. We have two content folders. One, is it an issue with the small and capitals and small characters?
Yes.
Mm.
Probably.
Lowercase.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So there was an issue that when running with running MDriven on Linux, it's Linux is case sensitive compared to IIS. So it means that we'll have to kind of have a look at.
Yeah, so we need to find those issues. But would it be possible for you now to pull that file from content with the small letters and copy it to the content with
see.
Yes, good.
And then we try to load. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
very good. So then we also understood an issue. So where's the issue exactly? It's that we expanded into content with another
with a small
lettering.
case,
Mhm.
and it's loading the one with the camel
Yeah,
case.
yeah. So we need to make sure that we are consistent. One of the hardest things in life, being consistent.
Yeah, so that is running. I can share it here. If anyone is on a computer, they can check it out and verify that it's actually up and running. I don't think it's responsive. I don't know, but yeah.
So I'm switching to it
other-
in the video, and I can see that it shows up as advertised.
Yes. So it's not just me putting up something like running it on my machine. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
coming to me too.
We
Yeah.
can confirm it is running.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's how the deployment will be working. We'll be adding more features to come in the portal and more options for when you want to host with different environments. Yes, but for MDriven currently, we'll be offering the hosting with Docker options, but you can go ahead and host on different platforms, and we can help you manage your hosting in case you want to push up a new instance of the MDriven server and turnkey, in case you want to do password resets and all these different things. Yeah. So as you see, this is my application. Initially, I had none, but now I have one. This is the one running at the time. Yeah, that is all for me. I guess I can.
Yeah, very cool. But then again, if I want to, you say that we will eventually make it easy for taking this line, this application, and have that moved, the Docker containers within, get them out somehow in order to move them to my own context, whether that is on Azure or AWS or my own server somewhere or my NAS server in my basement or something like that.
Yeah, mainly it will be the model and the data, and then we'll provide other sort of like templates to help you set up that environment in any other hosting place you're on. So mainly what we'll be taking from here will be the model and its data.
Right, because the server environment may very well be different. So we need another set of Docker containers to with the MDriven server bits in them.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Are those
And currently,
are those available for download today or?
yes, currently if you go to wiki.mdriven.net and then you search for Docker, the first result you get here, deploying MDriven server and turnkey with Docker, it will give you all the details you need to know about Docker deployments. So we have the options for local deployment, and then we have the options for production, whereby you're using one of these external databases. You can either use the default, which is VistaDB, or you can use MySQL or MS SQL or Postgres. So all of these, we try to provide different details for them, yeah, as you can see here. So if you want to know more details about each, we have this section of choose your path, where you choose whichever you want, and then you can go ahead and you'll see more details about it.
So these links up here then with what exactly do they download? Do they download something that MDriven provides, or
Yes, it's something we maintain. What it will provide you with is a Docker Compose file, which contains all the different apps and their different necessary configurations for starting them and running them.
So the Docker Compose points back to MDriven to pull the correct Docker
Images.
containers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So we have those, and
yeah, cool. So and then I have my app for a month, and there's updates to the functionality, or a bug is fixed in Turnkey or MDriven server. How do I do that then?
we added within the Docker Compose configurations, we added environment variables, which you can use to help you update your app on the next restart. So you can either specify, okay, this leads to wrong, nothing is there. You can either specify a specific version of the MDriven turnkey or MDriven server that you want to run, or you can point it to the latest. So I think,
Okay, so that's a pull from within the Docker application itself. You enter a wish for update.
Yes, the details are actually here. The very first page. Yeah. In case you want an update. So if you set it to true, you get the latest. And then if you want it to point to a specific version, and then you get that specific version there.
Okay, and that's also true for the things that you showed, those that run on the MDriven server.
Yes.
So I can go into that file.
We'll provide more options, I guess, where you can choose. For now, the strategy with this was that if you go to our downloads page, we have the if you go to our downloads page, we have the daily builds, which have the latest features, and we have the stable releases. So the strategy for now to ensure that users always have something that is clean and less likely to face any issues, we shall use the stable builds there, and then we shall give you the option in case you want to switch to the daily builds and use the latest features from MDriven. Yeah.
And the ones that you download from here, are those are not the Docker containers. Those are sort of the raw .NET Core servers.
Yes, that we run inside Docker images.
Yeah, and we maintain both the Docker images, but those are accessed via the wiki article, depending on this matrix on where you are, which operating system and hardware you're using.
Yes. Yeah, currently we have a repo on Docker Hub. I think it's hub.docker.com. If you search MDriven, it should be able to return you the different images we have here. So in case you want to test out the different flavors, so we have for AMD processors, we have for ARM64, we have Ubuntu, Debian, and Alpine. So you have these different flavors and options in case you want to test them out and see how they work. So we use these in conjunction with so these, once you get these, they'll come already with the instances of the apps inside them already running. So all you have to do is run it, and yeah, it will based on your different settings or how you set it up. That's why we provided this to kind of give you a guide on how you can set that. Yeah. So based on how you set it up, if I open one of those, this is an example of how it looks like.
So that's a
So,
Docker Compose file, which instructs
yes,
how a
how
whole
to create
set of
different
servers should
yeah.
connect to each other.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we provide you these two so you can change it and switch it up the way you want. Yeah, you can also build your own images on top of the already images we have and create your own with certain specifications probably you may want or something like that. So inside here is where we have the different settings that we recommend. Yeah, that's basically, I guess that's basically it.
Mm.
So you have your MDriven key, the MDriven server, and a file manager to help you access the app files.
Mm. And just to be clear, the Docker infrastructure is sort of a virtual machine that sort of hides or makes it somewhat easier to plug and play application service like this. But there's really no functionality difference between having the Docker container running versus having .NET Core running straight against straight to the server.
I would basically say is that it's kind of, it runs independent of, bit independent of your environment. Definitely, it depends also on you
Yeah, for
run things.
security purposes and isolation, it's also better. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this means that if I have access to a server that is on the internet, if it's in my own office, or if it's somewhere where I have access to it, if I have um, if I rent it by the hour, or if I own it, doesn't really matter. I can easily use this, find the correct Docker Compose file and apply that. What do I need on my server in order to actually follow, to apply a Docker Compose file?
Definitely, the most important part is you being able to find out to get this file onto that server, and then you run it. So access will be based on if you have a domain connected to that server. So if you have a domain already connected, I believe that shouldn't be you shouldn't fail to access it. So yes, we don't have that here, how you can set up domain and all that, but if users want that, then we can give them that. But once you have a domain connected to your server, then all you have to do is get this onto the server, unzip it and run it, and you'll be able to access your application. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is commoditizing all the infrastructure needed for running line of business applications towards databases. They're basically three tiers. There's the database, there's the MDriven server, which hosts the definition of the application, and then there's the turnkey server, which provides the UI for the application or the web pages for the application. And then it's also possible to set up multiple turnkey servers towards the same MDriven server in order to load balance. If you sort of implement a newspaper with that's gonna be online news for Kampala, you probably want to track 80 million users daily, right?
Mm.
So you would want a few of those front-end service to manage that.
Yeah. So lastly, what I can say is, yeah, we are open for feedback. All these things are available here for you to test out and try them out. The deployment on the portal and the different Docker configuration files and all that. And yeah, we are open for feedback in case there's something you want added, or there's something that you see that does not work as expected, or there is anything with an issue. Please let us know.
Yeah.
And I'll end with that.
Very good. So do I have Jonathan with us? Did you get the screen share to work? Did you follow that? And did any of this address the questions you had? I don't hear you now, so maybe.
A thumbs up floated by.
Thumbs up.
Oh, right. Okay, good.
Sorry, I was having network issues.
So this
my issue is more.
Yes.
My issue was more of a technical issue. Every time I try to create a new app, it says creating, then it shows a certain error on the URL. Let me open my MDriven and see if you can see. Sorry, I'm having network.
On the MDriven.net.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So have you tried that a while back or just today?
A while back, like 1 week back.
Okay, 1 week back. And Charles, we have made progress during that week.
Yes, we have.
So suggest to try again to see if we're doing better. And if not, reach out to Charles with what you see, and I'm sure that he will understand what it is that fails.
Maybe I was requesting he puts his email in the chat, so I can get it, way to contact him.
Yeah. You can. Yeah, good. Charles is there.
Thank you.
You can also always send an email to support@mdriven.net, and we will see that and follow that.
Yeah, I did send an email.
Right. Okay, maybe we have another issue then. So we'll look for that, see where that went, because yeah, good. Well, I for one think that this was a very nice progress that you have managed to deliver, Charles. It's you and Edgar that has been working on this mainly, right?
Yes.
So it's look very neat and functional. So I'm looking forward to us promoting this a bit to put some users on it. And also what we're working on in parallel is providing some worked through samples to have as start templates to get started with this. So you don't necessarily need to start with your own model. You can start with an example. Do we have any questions regarding this and where this leaves us and what next steps might be? Nope. You were super clear.
I guess I could ask, I don't know if you've discussed it already, But do we have any performance limitations? And how much performance can one expect? I guess that's a question for Charles or Edgar. I mean, is this something that one could run with a database and upload more things, or is it only for testing?
For now, we've started with simply testing, but as we go ahead, I believe we'll be able to provide some more options in case someone wants to run with more. Wants more resources, but definitely there'll be some sort of small cost implication involved. Not so much; it'll be small. But that will be in the next versions. We'll have that. For now, this is basically if you want to do testing.
Yeah, that's a good point. So it will probably evolve into us providing some kind of hosting capability and have a charge connected to the amount of compute that you can expect. And there will always be the option to run on your own hardware or rent your hardware from somewhere else. So, but it's fantastic that it will be this easy to verify an idea. So having a discussion with a colleague about something and being able to do a full-fledged relational database backed information system with enterprise capabilities in just a few minutes is of course something that some of us in the world thinks is very good. Even if we do have AI options as well, but that's more harder to see how to make sure that we don't get something extra that we didn't actually ask for.
Can I ask you, Hans, maybe you also discussed this, sorry being late into this meeting. I had to, it was a double booking, but have you expanded anything about these new features, Hans, that you mentioned with me with in the view model?
No, we haven't talked about that yet, and it's not really in a talkable state. What our aim is with this new functionality, which we basically call it shall be a way to have mock data. Well, let me back up. Quite often when we do design, when we start from scratch and we want to talk to stakeholders that's going to use the system, it's still too slow to model everything that they talk about. They want to see screens and they want to click around in the screens to get a feel for the use case. And this is typically something that is addressed with tools like Figma. Figma is basically a drawing tool that is sort of screen aware, that you can do small actions to jump between Figma sketches. And that has sort of taken the world with storm. Wow, we can talk about applications and how they probably should look. And that's sort of a good segue into talking about the information within it and what to actually a model must contain in order to fulfill all these sketches and this workflow that these sketches build up together. And this has disturbed us quite a bit, that there's still need for these external tools like Figma to have the discussion. And so what we wanted to sort of provide some type of sketch tool already in MDriven Designer to make it easier to do the view models and the actions, and not necessarily needing to have the model behind it. It would be enough with some mock data that you just ask an LLM for, give me some data describing an invoice with 5 purchases. And then you get some a JSON, and it would be great if we could take such a JSON and say, well, here we have some mock data. How would a UI look with such data? And if we directly in MDriven could do all these things pertaining to a view model without necessarily needing to have the model behind it, so that you get the feel of sketches, so you can jump around through a system. And of course, we want to have the sketches mixed with the rest of the application if you have it. Maybe this is your first that you start from here and you have nothing, then you should at least have the sketches, and at any point you can take one of the sketches, one of the view models, and make it more real by saying that, well, if this is the way it's going to look, and these are the widgets that's going to be on screen, and these are the placing containers making this screen responsive, then how would my data need to be how would my model need to be in order to fulfill it? So that's another way to get closer to the idea of actually doing the model. So that's what we are working on, to get these sort of mock data and sketches straight into real view models, not only sketches as in Figma, but using the same strategy as we have for everything else. It's just going to be easier to get there, so it won't feel like it's not going to force you to do a model when you're really not ready to model. You're just discussing sketches and workflow. So that's a sort of an acceptance from our part that not everything starts with a model. Something starts with a sketch. But we yeah.
Thank you. I just wanted to say also that I've just done a few very short tests, but I gave a Claude Code access to my model directory and asked it to have a look at my different view model spans files and the model files, and it's quite extraordinary how well it could actually understand exactly both what my view models were doing and showing the layout and the placing containers. And so I have quite great hope when I see that we will be able to have a nice ability to verbalize. I mean, you did that long before AI was a thing, Hans, and I think that your goal there was very worthy pursuing, and now I think it will really come to fruition when we have models like Claude Code, for example, that actually choose on that access the model as a from text and turns that into understandable things, and it can also change it, I'm pretty sure, soon.
Yeah. So, and since there are plenty of models out there and they are differently priced, and we all have different preferences on which one to use depending on data integrity, etc. So what this initial stab at this sketching strategy actually is doing is providing the prompt. prompts, and then it instructs you that take all this, provided what we have now, we created a prompt, paste that into your favorite LLM, and wait for the result, and then paste the result back here. So that means that we could, everyone can experiment with their own favorite flavor of LLM to see which one that performs best for them. And also that removes the need for any costs that will be pushed backwards to us when you do this, because most of the LLMs, when you use them for personal reasons, you can use like Copilot in the Edge browser, for example. It's really good, and there's someone else somewhere paying for it, so that's good. We're not quite. Maybe we are the ones paying for it in the end, but it's not that obvious at this point. So that's one way to open up in a very simple copy-paste way to have a full integration. And of course, it's possible that we would do that via some API going forward, but then as soon as we do that, we're sort of stuck in the loop with the changes to these models. So say we're gonna initially try this strategy out with just a copy-paste integration with the LLMs to make it the widest range of LLMs supported. Good. And besides that, we have not that much that has happened, but one thing I should mention is so that it's open and said, if anyone has this need, let's do it like this. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the wiki. Let's see, not gonna not remove the all right, I can probably do like this. So in one of the many merge models that we offer, one is called the bug. You see my screen, right? And what the sysdebugger is, we talked about this in the past, so that's not the thing that I should mention. But the sysdebugger is a model pattern that has some backing in the turnkey code, so that it actually can act as a debugger view for you to pose OCL queries, both as OCL or OCLPS or action language, to actually mute data in the application itself via the web interface. So there's a view model for that as well. But just the other day, yesterday actually, I documented this extension to this merge module. So if you have this one, you could possibly want to merge it again to also get this one. So what this pattern does, and it has support in the newest builds of Turnkey, is the ability to get all the sessions currently on your Turnkey server. So if you do and this is a singleton, and they are all these are all non-persistent, so they are transient classes, so they won't store anything in your database. They are just purely available for logic. So in this singleton, you can execute the method refresh all, and then this will be filled with all the sessions that's currently occupying your server, and state the username for that session and the session ID. And it will also, per session, instantiate one of these objects per view that currently is in your turnkey memory. And why do we have this? Well, this is actually a thing that might be... oh, do we have a question? I'm not...
Yes, sorry,
Yes.
Hans.
Yes.
That non-persisted little label in the corner for transient classes, is that new, or did you have to put that in manually?
Yes, good question. So on the MDriven designer, you have the option to to decorate with the
I think they're coming from the base model that you have,
Mm-hmm.
Hans, and that, yeah.
So what you can do is over here, right? See if I find it now. It's not. So it's what we call tag extensions. So in tag extensions, you can say things and state that things should have symbols. And once you do that, those symbols will show up. So it's quite good to decorate, to use that to decorate different things in your model.
Yeah, I use a different color for the class to denote transient. But transient's kind of a big deal. So yeah, that's interesting.
Tag extension. So catching more information in your model. So this is quite an old article, but it's still true. So what you can do is follow this to put in symbols in VPF. And of course, VPF, who can draw a symbol in VPF? That's really, really hard, and they're hard to come by. But luckily, LLMs are quite good at drawing symbols in VPF. So what you do is that you can add your own attributes altogether, but let's see if you can add symbols by pasting in some SAML code. So it's not, it's the wrong wording to say that it's VPF, it's SAML. So if you paste in that SAML code to represent something, you will then be able to see that on, for example, a link end that has that tag value that matches that. So you can, so that's the way that the yellow NP got there. Yes, so back to this then. So having access to this is not something that you're going to give your users per se, but it's good for your own benefit when it comes to understanding your service behavior. How your server, how many sessions do you have on it at this moment in time? What are the users? There are many ways to do this, but what I needed, because there was an issue reported, which I didn't understand on what level the issue was. Was it in the MDriven core libraries, or was this in the view models displaying on the server, or was it in the client displaying on the web server? I couldn't really get my head around, and I didn't get enough information from the users experiencing the issue. So this allows me as an admin to reset, or to whomever I expose these objects for. I would expose them in a view model just displaying these things. And I can put a button called reset that calls this reset action. And when this reset on the session is called, the whole session will be dropped and recreated. So that's good if you if that fixes the problem. That's the big hammer. Then you know that there was something with the session, but you don't really know what. The good thing is that we have a reset per view. So if I ask my user, if I expose this to my user somehow, if they see this on a view, the problem that they report, and I instruct them to get to this point where they can reset one view, that means that everything that is on the server is pulled and thrown, and it will be recreated because the browser asks for it. If that fixes the problem, then I know that the problem is within the view model as such, and not so much the whole memory area for the application. So this is something that I'm currently facing as a maintainer and a guy that needs to understand what the users are faced with from time to time. So that might be good to know that this kind of functionality is there. And I'm also thinking on expanding this with some additional attributes, like how many messages have we pushed for this view, because that's something that you and I, Lars, have considered. If this is one of the bottlenecks, a potential bottleneck in larger applications, that a UI that stays on screen for hours and hours, how it will behave as all these diffgrams are going back and forth. But it hasn't been a problem as of yet, so we haven't dived into it. But there's always good to have instrumentation to be able to see it. And this strategy to have the instrumentation as model sections, that makes it possible for you to incorporate this in your normal day-to-day dialogue with the user. I think it's one of the better ideas that we have had, taking MDriven functionality forward, because we sort of take the internals of the technology stack and expose it if you want as model classes. And it's all about matching the pattern. If the pattern that you apply in the model matches what we expect, then you get the functionality. And that's just how life works with everything from molecules hitting your synapses in the brain. Pattern matching. So, very good. I think this was a very good presentation from Charles, and thank you very much for that. And we're looking forward to hear more about that in the near future. And everyone, please try it out and feedback to Charles where the hurdles are, or if things are hard to understand. So until next time, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Did anyone mention where it's executing that? So it's executing in Sweden, this when you deploy here with this.
All right, we didn't ask that actually, so that it's good that you said. So the things that you click up this way that Charles showed, that runs on the MDriven server bill, it's on a server placed in your hometown, Lars. Norrköping. You can trust Norrköping. Yeah. Very good. Hope to see you next time.
Yeah, in a month.
Yeah.
See you then. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Hans.
Thank you.